Okay, so last time you met Seymour, and she helped you through the Proteas in order to bring you back to her little encampment called Yelyark. And you met her little tribe of Brownies. You all kind of walked into the glade, and then Ren suggested that he goes first so that he can use his folk hero trait, I can't remember what it's called, to ingratiate himself towards them, which he did, and he managed it, and you all were invited for tea. By the time you got there, it was a couple of hours before sunset, because it had taken you the majority of the day to navigate your way through the jungle with Seymour. So you all sit down at the fireside, and you're all chatting away merrily to the Brownies, and they ask you if you want to try their soup, their dinner. So the soup that you tried was Mithrin fire soup, and everybody had a bowl except Ren. Ren didn't have any soup. So you've all got little hearts next to your names. You can see them on your screen, right? You see the little hearts next to you?
I just want to ask about it.
Yeah, right, okay. So that's just a reminder that you've got advantage on con saves and disadvantage on whiz saves for a day. Okay.
It's wisdom.
So then Triss went off to explore the velociraptors. Well, she didn't really explore them, but she went off to have a look at the velociraptors. And the velociraptor carer, Tilly, told you that the velociraptors are like guard dogs, and they got really, really vicious when you went near them, Trisseria, but as soon as Tilly started to try calming them down, and they sort of sat down on their haunches and started just kind of sitting and blinking. And then you asked if there was somewhere you could go for a bathe, and so you went off to have your evening ablutions. And you went into this cave, which is it's not a particularly large cave, but it had a lovely pool of still, deep water in it. And it was lovely and nice and clean. And you found out that the Brownies had blocked it up at some point in the past with a whole load of goblin detritus that they had found when they moved into the camp, and it was things like bits of armor and old chests and all sorts of rubbish, basically, that they'd packed into this hole at the bottom of the pool in order to block it up, because they wanted to flood the cave. That's what they said. So you already realise, I think, that the statue that they've got in a little pond over on the one side is the Shield Guardian. I think you figured that one out by now, pretty much. So a couple of you were trying unsuccessfully at various points during the evening to have a look at it. Ratface took a run for it and was stopped by the Brownies, and his excuse was he was just going to have a pee, and he didn't realise that he wasn't allowed to pee in the pool. Valentha also had a go, and she wanted to try and go in and just have a little sort of swim around or a bathe in the pool, and again she got told off for that, told she wasn't allowed to. Sam, meanwhile, is drinking this Mithrin fire soup like it's champagne. He's basically loving every drop of it, and he's getting on really well with all the other Brownies, and they decide that they would like to make him an honorary Brownie. So they have a little bit of a ceremony, and he's given a sort of a chip of some kind of stone, and he's led to the pool, and then you're kind of wreathed with garlands, and you have to say a little saying, a little, pledge allegiance to the Brownies, and that. And then Trisseria, you decided that you wanted to become a Brownie as well, and they were quite happy for that as well, because you'd all managed to save Seymour's life, so they were all quite happy to induct quite a few of you into the Brownie Order. Elmore, you managed to fix a bread oven for the chef of the little tribe. And so she'll be eternally grateful for the fact that she can now bake delicious bread for everybody. And then you guys went back into the pool, or Valentha, Ren, Triss, and that was it, yeah. Valentha, Ren and Triss, you went into the pool because you decided that you were sure the amulet is around somewhere, the amulet to control the Shield Guardian. So you decided to go and have a look and see whether you could find anything in the pool, because the Brownies had told you that they had found all this goblin gear and everything, and that they'd used it to block up the cave, and you decided that maybe there was the amulet in one of the chests that they'd used to block up the entrance, or block up the hole in the pool. So Triceria, you cast light on a bracelet, and then you and Valentha swam all the way down to the bottom. It was a good 80 feet down to the bottom, very, very deep, dark pool. And you started trying to kind of dislodge a particular chest that you saw, that you thought, oh, it might be that one. Came away, but after quite a struggle. I think you had maybe 2 attempts to get it. And then you managed to pull it up. And inside, it was very waterlogged, and, kind of the velvet inside was totally worn and tattered. And all it said inside, Ratface was able to read it. In Goblin, it said property of Queen Stab Grab, but there was nothing in the chest.
Stab grab.
Property of Queen Stab Grab. Yes.
That's good.
Oh, that's good about Loki. Oh, he's feeling better, is he?
So basically, everyone is hated except for Elmore, right? No.
Well, pretty
I've
much.
not.
Well,
I've not done anything wrong.
Eventually, yet. Eventually,
Yeah.
eventually, Triss and Valentha managed to actually dislodge all of the goblin detritus from the bottom of the pool, and it completely drained the pool entirely. And so, meanwhile, over by the Shield Guardian, you guys were, Rhalghar was trying unsuccessfully to persuade the Brownies that they meant no harm by peeing and or swimming in the pool, or trying to suggest, as Rhalghar did, that they should clean the statue. And the Brownies didn't like that very much, and you tried a charisma check on them, and that failed miserably. So you've managed to insult them, so they're all really angry and shouting and screaming and crying. And while you were trying to sort this out, you noticed that the Shield Guardian started to sink, and it kind of started to ever so slowly kind of topple over onto its side, revealing almost like a plug. It was like it was plugging up something. And all the water drains out of the pool, and the Shield Guardian is basically face down in a puddle of very muddy water.
So our group was Pepto-Bismol?
Pretty much. So Rhalghar, Ratface, Sam and Elmore, you're over by the Brownies, and Valentha, Triceria and Ren, you are deciding, you decided to start heading down the tunnel. So,
Yes.
what are you guys doing?
Do we have a rope so we can go down?
It's slippery, but it's not steep enough that you would need a rope.
It's like
really.
a slight
Alright.
angle, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's not really steep.
Alright. So I would use my trident as so I won't fall, let's say.
Yeah,
Okay.
As a walking stick.
yeah.
I'm going to just ready. I'm going to put my hand on my bullwhip, just as a reassuring kind of thing, and tug the fedora down, and I'm ready to go.
Right, okay. So are you so you three are starting to head down the tunnel as it is. Anyway, while you're deciding on that, what everyone by the what was the pool, which is now Muddy Puddle, doing?
Well, I'm
Trying to
shouting.
eat shortbread.
You're eating shortbread, right? Okay.
I'm shouting at my rat because at the minute it's in the mud doing a backstroke, enjoying it. So
The rat stroke.
Alright. The rat's doing a rat stroke.
Which looks amazingly like the dog stroke. Or dog paddle.
Oh, okay.
Is there a tunnel where the Shield Guardian fell over and unplugged whatever was plugging?
You can go and have a look if you want.
yeah, I'll come with you.
Okay.
So you, Ratface, you immediately sync up to your hips. Sam,
Oh
you
my
sync
God.
up to your knees.
Shake them hips, baby.
Do you guys want to roll perception? No, investigation, because you're actively looking. So investigation, please. Okay.
Ooh.
Can I see them from where I'm at?
Okay. Yeah, you probably can actually. So neither of you really can see what's kind of. You can see that it's a big black hole, and it's clearly quite deep, but really you can't see anything. And concerning is the fact that you're actually sinking a little bit more now. So Ratface, you're now up to your chest. And Sam, you are coming up to your knee, coming up to your hips. You're sinking.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I'll
think
throw
I'm
them a
gonna
rope.
Okay, I'm gonna turn around and go. Help me!
I'll throw them a rope.
Okay. All right.
Maybe that's why they didn't want anybody to go over to the statues, because they would
Well, from
die.
safety.
It was safety warning. It wasn't warning that you shouldn't do it because we don't want you to.
Okay. So who are you throwing the rope to first?
I'm gonna try and get into a line to where I throw the rope and both of them can grab onto it.
All right. Okay. Right. Okay. So, okay. So we'll say you threw the rope. And can you guys please make a dex check? So, yeah.
Them a dex, and me a strength.
Ratface and Ratface basically manages to tie the knot into some kind of fancy fisherman's knot around himself.
He calls it a rat's
It's
knot.
a sailor's knot, very delicate, intricate sailor's knot around himself.
And it looks like a rat.
Sam, you've just about managed to kind of cling onto it, but it's very slippery because you're now kind of coming up to your chest, and Ratface, you are now up to your neck in mud. So
I can smell his goblin pee now.
Elmore, sorry, who was going to say?
I'm going
that?
to try to wrap the rope around the raptor cage on the top if there's a pole that's smooth and won't chafe the rope. That way I can use it for leverage.
You're gonna take the rope that's holding the raptors in the cage.
No, I have my rope.
Well,
I'm going to put my rope.
It's a standard cage, so it's got metal bars. It's just
Yeah, just thread a piece through. Be fine. Just got to stick your hand through the
Stick your
bars.
hands in the raptor cage.
Set the corner. I don't have to stick my hand
Can
through
you
the bars.
Oh my god.
Can Sam?
But
onto
if it's
the
not
shield
doable, it's not
guardian?
doable.
Okay, so what were you going to do, Sam?
Can I try to climb up on top of the shield guardian?
No.
You can, yes.
If you
would,
would,
please
If you
like
would, Rhalghar
to,
probably would stop you. Try to stop you.
And this is
You know,
Sam was
he-
sucked in by a mud monster, like off of Star Trek: Next Generation, and smothered.
Okay, so what? So you're gonna try and get onto the shield guardian. Give me a. We'll decide what Rhalghar does in a second. So, no, you know what? I'll wait to the dex check until Rhalghar's done what he's going to do. So you're going to try and climb up onto this shield guardian, Rhalghar?
If Rhalghar sees that, he'll... I mean, Rhalghar is now fully... He tried to broker peace and multiple times, I think, now. So everything our group does wrong to the Brownies, he's totally not having it. So seeing Sam, he probably jump after Sam, just try to grab him and pull him back.
Okay, so Sam is in the middle of the muddy puddle up to his chest.
Then
Ratface is up to his neck, so if you were to go into the puddle, you are going to sink at least up to your hips.
Then I'll probably try to yank him out, just from the... Or is he too far in?
No, he's too far in.
So alright. Okay.
Ooh, what a choice.
Okay, well, while you decide,
then
Ratface...
Rhalghar just starts to shout to Sam, "Don't climb onto the statue! Just leave the statue alone for now!" Something like that.
Sam ignores him and
Yeah.
save his skin, so he's going to climb up on top of the shield guardian.
Okay, so you've climbed on top of the shield guardian, easy enough, not too difficult for you. And Ratface is now pretty much his little beard is getting really quite muddy. He's kind of almost he has to stand like this now so that he can still breathe.
I'm gonna try and pull them out. If that pulls him off the statue, that's too bad.
Go on then, do a strength check for me, please.
So his arms aren't free?
Whose?
Ratface.
No. He managed to get the rope around his
Horrible
middle
rolls.
No, unfortunately not. And what you notice happening is where Sam's weight is on top of the shield guardian. The shield
Pushing
guardian
deeper.
is now starting to sink. It is gathering pace, and it sinks under the mud really quickly. And all of a sudden, you hear a boom, and
Oh no!
Cut scene to the other group. Something's falling on your head.
The rope starts to uncoil really, really quickly, and it's kind of like in slow motion. Sam and the shield guardian disappear down a massive hole, followed quickly by Ratface and Elmore. Elmore, you've managed the rope is still attached to the Velociraptor cage, so you did manage to do that.
No!
But now, basically, it is getting very, very taut.
Okay, does that strength check help me stay up?
But I'm already down into the hole. Do I see them behind me? So do I have to run for it?
No, you're over the other side, but you do hear a muffled but loud thunk sound.
So now we
doesn't make like a farting noise as it comes through.
You can probably hear at least Ratface screaming, if not
You
Sam as well.
hear me swearing goblin. Fuck
I'll turn to Triss and say, Gold says it was the goblin's fault.
And it wasn't.
I don't know.
So, Sam,
Just the goblin? Because, damn, there's so many variables for that one.
sorry, what was that? Sorry.
Chris was talking with Ren. He said a goal, it was the goblin's fault, and she's like, "Oh, there's just too many variables for that one. I don't think."
Okay, so Sam, you're clinging on for dear life to the very end of the rope. Ratface, you are tied onto the rope quite well, but both of you are dangling quite a long way up, and below you, you're not too sure how far below, you could be as much as 40 or so feet, is the shield guardian.
Scattered. But hanging on the rope, or just probably scattered?
The shield guardian is no, it's on the ground, on the bottom of the well, whatever it is that it's fallen into.
I bet it's gonna be mad at us.
Amazing.
So you two are dangling, probably a good 20 feet down, I would think, and there's 40 feet further down below you, and so we shall. I was going to say we'll move on to the others.
Really?
So,
Gonna leave us dangling, huh?
Just leave us hanging.
Just leave us hanging.
So, Triss and Ren and Valentha, you've heard this commotion going on. You can hear distant kind of goblin wailing, and I don't know whether Sam's just kind of being stoical about it, but if he's making any noise, you can hear him as well.
Brilliant. I'm going to cast resistance on myself just because I'm thinking, oh god, here we go. What's going to happen to me now? So just as a precaution.
Don't we
Okay.
have to get back to them and try to save them, whatever is going on? Because that didn't sound very right, you know? You hear a goblin scream. I never hear a goblin scream because most people scream for the goblin, but not the other way around. So that must be something terrible going on.
You've never
I
heard
mean-
people scream? They are
Well,
so worried.
people scream at me all the time, but I understand, you know?
Let's face it.
Do you want to go back and babysit? Go crazy? Well, here.
They've got to look after themselves at some point.
I understand, but still, you know, it sounds like trouble. I am supposed to be their
Always
guardian.
sounds like trouble.
There's like 4 of them up there.
If they're gonna get hurt, it is up to us to help them. I'm gonna go back. I will be back with you guys, but I'm gonna go back up and see if I can help them, because that does not sound good.
I think the best way we can help them is to find the amulet and get the hell out of here.
Chris just kind of waves a hand and walks carefully down the tunnel because it's muddy and slippery and stuff.
I kind of shake my head at the fact that I'm agreeing with the dark elf and just
All right,
follow her down.
I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna save our friends. I'm sorry, I have to do this. This is my nature. So she's gonna go back up the slippery slope
Okay.
and see what is going on and jump into the other hole
Okay.
to help the others.
So what you see when you come out of the cave is Elmore and Rhalghar are essentially on the grass, surrounded by screeching, wailing brownies. And there's a long rope which goes from the Velociraptor cave, the closest one, the Velociraptor cage here. And it seems to go down into what used to be the pond, but which is now a big, empty, dark hole. And there's no shield guardian statue anymore.
All right.
And you
But-
can't see Ratface or Sam.
All right, so I'm gonna, well, carefully, not jump into it, but can the cage hold me? Because I'm then slowly going down and see if I can find them and grab them
Well-
and pull them back up. Or I can pull the rope and see I can get them back up.
No, I think probably if Rhalghar saw you try to do that, I think the best what we can do is grab the rope and just
Yeah,
yank
pull
it
them
until,
up.
Yeah, I mean, 2 of us and Elmore would be enough to yank just 2 people out of all,
Okay.
right?
All right.
Okay.
So, strike check.
Yep, go on then. I'll give you a strength check with advantage because you're all kind of helping.
Right.
Not right. Not
No, you didn't manage it.
Valentha.
Okay, all right. So Valentha, you managed to haul on the rope, and
Yes.
go and do another strength check for me, please, because they do. Ratface and Sam, you feel yourself start to be pulled upwards.
And do we need to, or is it just with advantage?
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so you heave another 2 or 3 times, and eventually a very muddy-looking Ratface and Sam manage to crawl their way out onto the grass.
This is no time to go for a mud
Thank you.
bath. Spa
Thank
treatment.
Thank you so much.
Right. Well, the problem is solved. I have to return to the others because we are gonna look for the amulet and hope.
No, the problem is even worse. You see the shield guardian?
Mm-hmm.
No, exactly, because the shield guardian is down the hole.
So you want to tell me that I have to go down, try to get the shield guardian
No,
up?
probably. No, yeah.
I can
perhaps.
toss you down with the rope and try to pull you up.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna. You wanted me. I'm not gonna haul the shield guarding all by myself.
No, we can do it together if you want to, but I will go down as well because you go first and then I go later on.
We need the amulet. The
Yeah.
amulet will make the shield guardian move.
But what happened here? I mean,
To pull it.
Valentha, where were you? Because the pool drained and the shield guardian fell. And
You
then,
know,
where
am
were
not-
you?
I'm not very good in a talker. You know, I went into the other hole with the other friends and
What
we
other
all...
hole?
Are you blind? There's another hole.
Yes, and where does that lead?
I don't know.
But could it be connected? Then we can go by the other hole if that's safer.
You know, you can ask me all these questions. Why don't you go and find out for yourself? Because I'm going to the hole and help the other friends. I don't know any of your questions, you know. I can try to answer that. I have no clue. I don't even know where I am. But I trust my guts and I have the help.
Fish guts.